Welcome to Hub City Spokes, where creators, catalysts, entrepreneurs, and leaders share their insights here in Lubbock, Texas. I'm Catherine White with the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance, and today we have Magdalena Rakowska. Is that right?
Yes, that's
there
right.
we go. She's the founder of Envirostatus. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much, and I'm very pleased and honored to be invited and be here with you today.
The pleasure's all ours. So tell us a little bit about the company that you've started.
The company is a environmental monitoring company. We are specializing in passive sampling devices that measure contaminants, measure the level of contaminants in water, sediments, and air, also in soil. The company is a sort of a shift from the traditional old school measurements that where people focus on the bulk sediment or water analysis. Here we are focusing on the measurement of the bioavailable fraction of contaminants, which are more relevant for risk.
So can you kind of walk out what that means?
What that means is we, instead of taking samples from water, like a big volume of water samples or sediment, mud from outside, we just place polymeric devices. They're either silicone or polyethylene based. We place them in the media, and the units equilibrate, or they stay in the environment and they equilibrate. They pick the contaminants that are freely dissolved, and then we take them out and we extract them, and then we translate those numbers directly into what is freely available in the environment. So what is dissolved, and therefore what is the most relevant to organisms which are present in the environment.
So what kind of application might this have going into the market for certain companies?
So we primarily see it as a tool for remedial managers, project managers. For example, for companies that are doing a lot of cleanup projects outside. Like we do have a lot of mega sites in U.S. that are already polluted, and there's a lot of cleanup going on, and there's a lot of financial burden over this. So the technology is meant to reduce the cost of cleanup, because not everything what is out there is really destructive for the organisms, and therefore for humans, only a part of it. So therefore, you should be worried only about the part of it, not the whole. So that's why the technology will be pretty much relevant for oil industry, for chemical companies and research, as well as for policymakers. So that's where we are going to be targeting.
So what got you interested in this, and kind of what launched you into this idea?
Well, the idea is not really new, because passive sampling has been around for more than a decade, and a lot of research groups all over the world have been studying it. And the research group where I ended in Texas Tech is also led by one of the best passive sampling experts in the field, Dr. Danny Reibel, and he has been working on it for a long time. And I joined after my PhD, which I finished in Europe, in the Netherlands. And I joined his group, and we were just continuing working on the technology. In fact, more of an implementation of the technology into different sites, like monitoring sites, and providing information on what kind of strategies can be used to clean up the sites. So it's not a new thing. It's more of a step to make it available for a broader audience, or for more broader client group. And the other thing is to try to make it a routine technique. So now it's more often used in research labs, and more often companies are interested in implementing the technology, but it's not routinely implemented yet. So that's why we are here.
Interesting. So tell me, you were part of the 2019-2020 Accelerator Class here at the Innovation Hub. What was that process like? How did you hear about that?
Oh, well, I must say I heard it primarily through my husband. My husband told me, there's this announcement going on. And then I looked it online, and I said, okay, yeah, let's do it. And another motivator was that last year I went to a different city, to Boston, and I've observed there's a humongous amount of people doing startups, and it's a spiral, especially in the young community. So I just thought, why not doing it here in Lubbock, where everything is growing?
I love that. So what else do you love about doing it here in Lubbock, having your business in Lubbock?
I think it's the convenience. I can tell you just honestly, it's the fact that, we can get from the lab to the office and to the hub in just a minute. We don't have traffic. And the community and the environment is just super conducive to do business. I've observed in the last few years, and I didn't see it when I came here 5 years ago, but I'm just more and more seeing it, that Lubbock is growing so much, and it's inviting, young people to have their lives here and do business. I mean, we can contribute to the community, starting local, right, and then grow global. So
absolutely. So what part of this entrepreneurial process surprised you the most, or what's a big takeaway you've had from?
From the whole process, I mean, particularly from the accelerator process, I think the fact that everybody, the whole group, the whole team here really wants you to succeed. And they want to guide you through all the, problems in a way that it is a lesson. It's not that you're doing everything without any problem. I mean, you're going through it. There is a big problem, but they're trying to make it for you as a journey. That's something that you can really learn from. So another thing that I've learned through the program is that, I had to step out of my comfort zone a lot. I have to say that to some extent I'm an introvert, so having to speak publicly, make pitch and prepare to make the company shine, that's a huge learning process. It's something that I have not been doing, because as a researcher, as a scientist, I stay mainly in the lab and try to interpret the results. So now I'm just stepping into a completely different role. So this is a great learning process.
So what's this process been like for someone who maybe doesn't know what the Accelerator program is? Walk us through step by step kind of what it's been for you.
Well, the application involved preparing a business plan. So that's what I worked through with my co-founders. And I just thought, okay, where we could shine, what kind of processes we would like to work on. So I had to prepare the business plan, and then I submitted. We got really great comments from the team, from the Accelerator team, with relevant comments. Where were our bottlenecks? And they pointed out that we need to work on certain aspects of the business plan, and that was very helpful. And then from there, when we were announced that we are one of the teams, we started taking classes and participating in the lectures provided by the mentors, as well as the monthly mentor team meetings. And with them, we just go through all the steps necessary to establish a business, from marketing to establishing an entity. These were all new things for me, so their help was great, and they have great networking abilities and contacts that provide you to the resources of all the aspects that you need for making up an entity. So far we are in the 3rd month, and we are preparing slowly for customer discovery. We are starting it next week. So we will try to establish or validate our hypothesis about where our customers can be and how to find them, and validate the questions we have. And from there, we will be preparing for a big conference. And the company will have a booth in Toronto in a big Society of Environmental Toxicology and Chemistry conference. And for that, we need to have a lot of marketing. We need to have business cards. We need to have a website. So we are in the process of doing all this.
Fantastic. So looking forward, what are you hoping to see for this company maybe in the next 5 years or so?
So I feel that for the program, the goal of the program is for us to have a first customer. So we will be striving to have those first customers within the 1 year of the program. That's why we need to have we need to put some efforts in developing the minimum viable product. We need to make it out there, and we need to prepare for that. But beyond that, what I would love to definitely acquire customers and, be specialized in an area which is small now, but hopefully it will grow to something bigger, and hopefully it will reflect and will be used in environmental monitoring for the next, decade or so.
Yeah. As an entrepreneur who's utilized the Innovation Hub, what do you feel about the community and the resources that it offers you? It's my first year in the business area. I'm learning. I have limited information about it, but I have to say that from my understanding and from what I've heard, people are very friendly, and the business and the investors here are just a great resource for entrepreneurs like us. I mean, there are a lot of people interested in participating, donating, and putting their name out and tagging along with something that can change perspectives. Like, for example, our company is changing perspectives about monitoring, and we are just emphasizing how it is important for us all to monitor the quality so that it is, beneficial also for the next generations. And I think there are a lot of companies who are thinking in that direction, and investors and people who see potential in it, they will definitely be out here in Lubbock. So I think this is what the city will offer. And the hub, especially the Accelerator program, again, is an example of people who have enormous expertise, enormous contacts, and willingness to put their time into making other people thrive. And this is something amazing. I have never seen that before. And I'm really glad that I'm a part of it. So what's some advice you might give to an entrepreneur that's starting out? Maybe they have an idea, or they have technology that they're kind of wondering if they should commercialize it.
Yeah, that's a very good question. But I have to say that based on my experience, just start local. And the reason behind is, we have so many programs, national programs, like, for example, programs offered through National Science Foundation or National Health Foundation. They're all big, but sometimes they feel very inaccessible. So far that people who are starting or have not even yet validated their research, they don't know how to approach those. And I feel that instead of maybe going big in the beginning, just try doing it local, like we have an example here in Lubbock with the hub and the Accelerator program. Starting local will in fact give more opportunities for investors to look at you and, evaluate your abilities. And then through people who have the experience and expertise, get validation, and get more certainty and courage, by going big afterwards.
Yeah, you definitely take going local to heart, visiting Boston and wanting to have that experience here in Lubbock. What is it about the Lubbock community that you thought this is in Lubbock? Like, Lubbock is the place for this?
I feel that, people are so humble, and they're not trying to make, exaggerated statements. People are so honest, and, they're really willing to collaborate with you and help in all aspects. I mean, for a researcher, I've been grateful for all the people I have met, and it's been an opportunity. And I think that even if you think that, Lubbock is not very big, it's growing, I think this is where we should be investing and emphasizing. I mean, the size really does not matter. But the community, the warmth, and the fact that people are so friendly and, really giving you the ability and all the support to succeed is what makes it feel like home. I mean, that's what I'm not a Texan, but I feel like a Texan now.
I love it. You can tell, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm so excited for you, and thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate having you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
I'm Catherine White, your host here at the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance. Thanks for joining us. Hub City Spokes is presented by the Lubbock Economic Development Alliance and produced in partnership with Hamill Brothers Studios. A special thanks to the Innovation Hub here at Texas Tech University for hosting us. To hear more from our creators and catalysts, visit lubbockeda.org/podcast.